Alrighty, lumberjacks. I had a few of you asking for me to do kind of a walkthrough to show off my gaming setup and where I work and kind of the fun area of it all. So I was like, oh man, I have my GoPro. I should kind of do a walk around and show you guys. So I can give you guys a really quick kind of view of my little workstation here. So this is the gist of it, my little world. So we'll do piece by piece here, I guess. So I bought this beautiful office chair. I used to actually have a chair with the joysticks built into it, but I ended up buying this nice little office chair just to kind of have a little bit of an easier setup. I put these little solid base pieces on there, whoops, so it doesn't roll around all too violently. But for the most part, it's been really nice. Like I said, I used to have that chair that was built into the joysticks, but then I ended up buying these mounts. So these mounts are the same ones that I recommend on the website, and they actually work out pretty darn good. So I'm gonna try to get a closer view here. So there are like ridiculously weird mounts, like they're the strangest type of mounts. I can see if I can get underneath here. You can kind of see how they set up, but they're really weird mounts. But once you get them set up, it's a pain in the ass to get them set up with all the different like weird kind of configuration pieces and all that kind of stuff. But once you actually get them set up, it's super nice. So they got this little like guy on the back here, and basically it's just like unlocks it. So sorry, I'm trying to do this with one hand here. So then once it's unlocked, you can actually like slide it, so you can move the position of it on the desk, which is like super duper handy. I'm just gonna try to see if I can do this here. We'll use two hands. Doing stuff with one hand is not the easiest in the world. There you go, okay. So yeah, then that enables me to, you know, sit in this position, and I can move these inward or further back and forward, you know, and then kind of play with how I like it with my my pedals and stuff as well. So yeah, these are the Thrustmaster T16000Ms. These are my favorite joysticks by far so far. I've added on, I have a video of these guys, but I've added on these kind of weird little side buttons, so when I'm working I can do my extra processor buttons, mostly for like raising and lowering the head and for closing your secondary claws and stuff. Again, these are just some really weird custom dealios, but I've seen lots of guys coming out with some really neat combinations of strange tops and entire like replacement tops for these. So there's a few people that have made actual full replacement tops for these things, which is pretty sweet. So there's those. Again, these are so the mounts, the joysticks, and then I guess what else we say? We'll go over the microphone and stuff. So this is a Shure SM7B microphone. These are one of my favorite brands of microphones. Shures are the best. I absolutely love them. I'm sure there's other options. Blue is another one that makes really good ones, but I really like the Shures. They sound really good, and they give you kind of a deeper voice. I'm obviously not recording my voice on this one, it's just through this little camera, so I don't know how good that's gonna sound. This is a new keyboard that I just bought from Razer, which is the, God, I don't even know what the name of it is. It's like the Craw or Ormata or something, I don't know, they got some weird name. They all have some very strange name for their keyboards, but it's actually pretty nice. It's got the mechanical keys, so you can hear that really sweet clicky kind of sound there, which is super dope. And then I use a Logitech, I'm terrible for like knowing the actual tech. I think it's a G505 or something. You can see it's worn off, but a G502 or 505 or something. Great mouse. I've been thinking about switching to wireless stuff, but honestly, changing batteries all the time is just an absolute pain in the arse, so I haven't been doing that. Same with the headphones. So the headphones I got are SteelSeries Arctic 7s or 9s or something like that. But these are really good headphones. I've really been a fan of those. Again, they have the battery that you can just pop out on the side, and then I just have the little console thing down there for it. So yeah, that's basically it. I use three, what the hell are these, like 50-inch TV screens. These are just Samsung TV screens. Honestly, they're great for like space for while you're working. But for the most part, they're kind of a pain in the butt because they don't have as very fast hertz levels on them. So, you know, like they have 120 hertz refresh rates on some of the new stuff. So one day, if I'm ever rich enough and save enough money, I might upgrade these to like 120 hertz, but it might hurt performance too, so I don't know. The hertz can hurt. And then just recently, I bought this little guy. This was something I've been saving up for a long time, and I finally bought it. I'm pretty excited. So this is now my new side streaming PC. So basically, all of the recordings I do for FDR Logging, the Logging crew, when I'm doing my Diesel for Blood, or, you know, I guess I don't really do that anymore, but whatever side recordings I'm doing for shorts and stuff, I can do it all through this separate PC. And I've actually just ordered a Stream Deck from Elgato that I can hook up. It's just, little Stream Deck is just like a little button panel, so I can hit like pause recording, record, you know, set up whatever buttons you want to them. It's all automatic, which is sweet. So that way, while I'm playing, if I want to record just a section, I can, I keep whacking my camera here. I can hit a button to pause it. I can hit a button to record, stop recording. It just saves me a lot of pissing around for when I'm actually getting rolling and I'm logging. Because like I said, you're kind of sitting back here. These joysticks are moved in like really close, sort of similar to real life. So they'd go off kind of each end of my chair, and then my feet on my pedals. So that's nice to just have a button. Because I was just reaching down and like trying to reach and tap stuff. But while you're right in the middle of working, it's way nicer to just have a button like that's offhand. You can just hit. So that's where that Stream Deck thing comes in handy. But yeah, this has been a really great laptop so far. It's an MSI, God, I don't know, they have all kinds of weird model names for them, but it's got yeah, it's been really good. It's got a really nice video card in it, plays really well. Nothing really other exciting. That's the VR setup over there. That was just when we randomly play VR stuff. Controller is set up, my little Xbox controller is set up to this computer, so that I can do third-party recording of my gameplay. So I can actually navigate through a separate character on this game while I'm hosting a multiplayer match on this game and recording it. It's complicated but tricky. Down in this little hole of wires down here is the Asus. That's the Asus Tough capture card. So that's what captures the main monitor to the laptop. That way I can run my game now and have like perfectly smooth 60 frames per second logging while I'm recording it. Because before I used to run OBS off this computer, and what would happen is, even as gutty as, like, this is my main computer back here, which isn't anything really special to look at, if you can see it in the dark here. But basically, regardless of that computer being very powerful, it didn't really have the guts to run OBS and to do logging, at least in a really smooth manner. There's a gargoyle back there, just don't ask questions about that. Yeah, so overall that's pretty much my setup, and I know lots of people wanted to know how it worked. Oh hey, and for people who are wondering how the pedals work, okay, I might as well just kill this in this video because it's more fun. So in real life, I'm gonna put my camera down here. So in real life, when you're working with pedals, like in an excavator, normally you push one pedal forward, it'll drive your track forward, drives your other track forward. But normally you have a heel option, so you can push the heels down. But in this, obviously in this game, that's not supported, and this, with these joysticks, or these pedals, it's not supported either. So what I have for my setup, for people that are wondering, is each pedal while I'm operating. So if I push this pedal down, the whole machine goes forward. If I push this pedal down, the whole machine goes forward. So both of these do the exact same thing for pushing my toes down, but to steer, I actually turn using these. So I push and I push. It is not realistic to a real excavator. That's why I haven't really done a video on it, because I kind of want to keep it somewhat realistic. But for the most part, this works really well. And then what I use is my POV hat switch on this stick. So I use that to switch gears. So I have all my machines set in manual mode for driving. So if I flick this up, it puts it in first. And then when I stomp on my toe, it'll go forward. Well, either toe will go forward. And then when I hit it back, it'll go in reverse. And the same difference, if I push it down, it'll go in reverse. So it's just the gas, basically, is both of these. And then as I'm steering, I can actually push either side to steer either direction. Now, it works great on the excavators with tracks. It works absolutely horribly on the skidders or the forwarders. Because these don't stay in position when you turn them, they automatically flip back. So when I push this, it fires back. So if you're on a forwarder and you want to make a really nice even turn, it has a spring in there, right? So now the spring, as soon as my forwarder bed's facing backwards, or the cage with all the logs in it, as soon as I let go, the cage whips back and it seals it up, right? So that's kind of a pain in the butt. But for track machines, it's great because no matter which way you turn, your tracks can go back to 0 and your machine doesn't flip out, so it's totally fine. But I just wanted to cover that because I know I had lots of people asking about how the Logitech pedals worked. So I do have these on the website with links and stuff, but to set them up, it's not like a special setup. It's not really realistic to how real excavators are, and that's why I haven't really promoted it heavily or done like a setup video. But yeah, that's basically it. This is the home of Jordan of FDR Land, and I just sit here and I mod and I rock and I play, and it's the best times all around. So yeah, if you guys have any questions or comments about my setup or anything cool like that, well, I guess the one question I always get is how expensive was it? So I'll add that at the end of this video. Sorry. So I didn't buy all of this at once, and I mean, if you did, party to you, but it's taken a lot of years to put this whole setup together, and I've worked a lot of hours to make the money to buy it. So the screens I actually got a really good deal on. I got them at Christmas time, so it was like kind of a sale deal. They wanted to get rid of them. So I bought all 3 of the same screens at the same time, and I think it was, altogether, I think it was $1,300 Canadian. So like $5 US. So yeah, like about $1,300 Canadian for all 3 screens, which was a really, really good deal for all 3. This keyboard I think was $100, maybe 110 Canadian. Everything's Canadian, I'll stop saying Canadian. This guy, again, I got a really good deal. I bought it secondhand on eBay. To buy them new, they're like $300-400, but I got this one I think for 196 or something like that. So that was a really good deal. This guy, little mouse, was $78. I got that on sale as well. I am a total garage sailor looking for deals sometimes because I hate paying full price. These were a Christmas present from my wife. So these, I don't know, I can't remember what she paid for them. Probably like $300 or something. But headphones are brutally expensive, believe it or not. So I was gonna get a set of Sonys, and they were like $400 or $500, and I was like, yeah. But then my wife went and got me these for Christmas, and it was a great deal. So I was happy to get those. Joysticks. The joysticks are, I can't remember what the hell they retail at now. They've changed so much over the last year with all the pricing and the COVID and the inflation baloney. But I think they are, I want to say about $100 a piece, maybe $80 a piece Canadian. We'll stop saying Canadian. And these joystick mounts, I think, were $50, and I got both of them. $50 or $70, and I think I got both that one and that one. So you get like a set of 2. The laptop was a recent purchase, and I think it was about $1,600 for the laptop. And then down in the hole there, that Asus Tough thing was another $300. Those capture cards are ridiculously expensive. I was really not expecting that. So yeah, so that's the price of everything. And then I got this really cool desktop kind of mouse pad thing for, I think it was $20 on Amazon for that giant thing, and it's got a bunch of trees on it, so I like it. And that's all my style. Oh, and then this ridiculous office chair, which was overpriced buying it locally. No offense to the people I bought it from, but $500 for that bad boy. And it's really not that special. It's really cozy though, so I can't complain. Other than that, that's the gaming setup. So I don't know what that all adds up to, but probably under $5,000, I would imagine. 2 to 5 or something. I don't know, somewhere in there. But like I said, I understand this industry is very expensive, or this hobby is very expensive to get into if you want to go full bore. But for all the things that I do with it, and I love it so much, you know, I could be a guy putting, you know, 15, 20 grand into a truck. I put my 5 grand into my setup, and I absolutely love it. So to each his own. Everybody pays their money at their own hobbies, but it's been really fun, and I love my setup. So I hope you guys keep sharing your awesome setups. If you guys haven't shared your setup, you can come on to our Discord. There's a link in the bottom of this video description to join our Discord. We actually have a section on there where you can share your gaming setup to show off to the whole FDR Logging team. And there's some wild setups. There's even wild setups that make mine look like a joke. For instance, I'm horrible because you see all those wires down there. I've been telling myself for the longest time, I kind of zap strap them together better than they used to be, but it's still not pretty. when I buy my own house, like I rent here, but if I buy my own place, 100% I'm going to have just like clean, sectioned. I have a buddy who's an electrician who's going to show me how to like perfectly situate it all, but like it's just a freaking, it's a rat maze of wires back there. And like I said, I've pulled it better together than it used to be, but I would really like to clean that up and have like a really beautiful, you know, proper setup. But anyway, this is my little world and I love it. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys have any questions or comments, leave them in the video and we'll catch you on the next one. See ya.